Good afternoon again, everybody. Thank you for your patience. If you've been waiting for the last few minutes, it's 3 minutes past the hour. We're ready to go. So thank you all for registering for this afternoon and, of course, for attending as well. So what we're going to be talking about this afternoon, the V word. We've got some exclusive training on how to present video viewings and virtual valuations. We're probably running at around about 45 minutes this afternoon, so obviously get yourself comfortable. So we've got a news round section, which is back for today. Obviously, all the up-to-date news as of within the last hour. We've got the failed video update from the lovely Jacob Steele, which didn't work on Friday's webinar. That's more talking about social media and video, which of course is front and centre for us today. We then, of course, talking about the V word. I've got a superb top 10 tips that you or your staff can use when it comes to engaging in video over the next few weeks and months. We've got some customer reaction from our proud partners at Yonder and some live chat feedback, which is really cool stuff, actually. Gives an indication of what the market's expecting information. So that's really good stuff there. We've got a coming soon section as well, and obviously just a section for your questions as well. So the usual house rules and questions. If you've not been here before, all webinar attendees are muted to avoid any background noise or any distractions. Please do use the questions option on the GoToWebinar control panel. You might just need to use the orange expand button on the top right of your screen there within the GoToWebinar control panel. I will be sending the slide deck out later and a recording. So if you've got any colleagues who've not been able to attend, obviously you can share that with them. Okay. So we've got the gorgeous John Craven there. We've got today's news round. I was expecting some great news that our industry could go back to work in 2 or 3 weeks' time, and the government has said nothing. So I've got my thought of the day to start with. So this is a brilliant one. I found this actually on quite a funny Facebook post last night. But again, I've talked about it before with data being more valuable than oil. But what an interesting one that is as well, by the way, in the current state of the world. Okay, so are we going back to work? Well, possibly not, so it seems. So I'll just let you read that. You've probably seen it before anyway. It was released in the last hour. I'll just let you read what's on the screen there. Okay, again, you guys have probably seen that already. I think the most important thing there, and again, I think this would be right from what Mark Shopton's been writing about in the property industry. Physical viewings are still prohibited. So again, we've all seen the agents that have been trumpeting, not necessarily trumpeting, but they've been doing physical viewings. Again, just be very, very, very careful if that is the case. Again, if it's essential key workers that you're moving, or of course doing social distance viewings at vacant properties, for example, as well. But again, that is still a prohibition there. Okay, so my friend Phil Spencer, we seem to agree a lot recently, which is good. So I'll just let you digest what's on the screen there. Now, an interesting point on that, in looking at countries that are ahead of us in the journey of COVID-19. I've been reading quite a lot about what's been going on in Spain. I think it's either estate agents or letting agents today have been following a company in that sense. But again, if you guys know of any companies which which are ahead of that in maybe Germany or Spain, please do get in touch and we will do a live Q&A with them. I'll try and source a couple of agencies myself on that. But again, please use the questions tab on that. Interestingly, in the US, our friends over the pond do actually have US state realtors as key workers. Again, it might be indication to what's coming in our country. We'll just have to see. Okay, this is an interesting comment from Phil about balance. I'll just let you read that and I'll offer a comment on that. Again, I think it really goes back to what Peter Knight was saying and Brian Mantle as well on the Q&As last week, really. No, it's not going to replace people tech. But again, I think what it will do, it will become a bit more commonplace in what we do, certainly in the initial stages of the home moving process. Interestingly, this was taken from an article this morning. Paul Smith, CEO at Spicer Hart. It's an interesting time. So again, Paul mentioned about the portal being less important and no longer an umbilical cord. Again, I suppose how you guys use your communication channels, like your database marketing, your YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, again, might well form part of what this new norm might actually well look like for our industry, really. So again, really interesting article this morning on this from a company called CodeJute. I'll just let you digest that there. Some really interesting figures in here. And it's quite a good data set as well, by the way. Okay, so on that really, I mean, for you guys that have been on the webinars with us for a few weeks now, again, I think it was about planning and getting these advanced viewings in. So again, if you'd be interested to see if some of you guys have actually got similar levels of advanced viewings booked in your diaries, and again, these will probably, well, there will be virtual viewings, at least for probably the next 3 weeks, I would suggest. So yeah, that's an interesting piece there by the guys there at CodeJute. Okay. And just a little bit on virtual first here, which I picked up last week. And again, that does lend to the fact that what people will do, and again, it will certainly be for certain, maybe the next 3 to 4 weeks, is if they want to move, you know, they'll be absolutely doing it virtually, because of course it's still in the prohibition. Right, moving gearing up, like it or not, and again, I know what's going on with them at the moment. We all read the press. They're gearing up to talk about video a lot there. This is in their new 10-point strategy. So again, if you guys are online, I assume most of you are, again, you know, speak to the guys about what you can do in talking about video at the first point potentially of where your buyers are coming from on the portal. Interesting as well, this is what I took from, this was a conveyancing firm called Simply Biz, but again, they've been obviously, you know, having to adapt as well. And again, it does, as you can see there, you know, people are realising that, you know, more can be done from home. I mean, my expense and fuel allowance obviously is 0 for the last 6-7 weeks. So again, I'm probably cheaper to manage as an employee at the moment. So again, some interesting things coming out of the back of this. This just a free advice. I'm sure you guys have seen this from last week anyway. This is brilliant for the guys at Repeat. I doff my cap to Gary Barker and the team there at Repeat. But this is some really great free sales and lettings trainings to agents. It's not just for Repeat customers. The link to that training is on the slide as well. It's just on the bottom of that slide, you can see there. But again, brilliant to maybe get some of your furloughed staff and even non-furloughed staff, get them fit for the lifting of the lockdown, whatever that might well be. Okay, so fingers crossed this works, because it failed annoyingly on Friday. So we've got a fantastic Jade Pope, and we've got a video here now on what's going on. So the usual weekly update, slightly later. Looks like it's working, which is good news. So off you go, Jade. Okay, huge thank you to Jade for doing that, and thank God that worked after the technical issue we had on Friday. Obviously, there was quite a lot of social media leaning on there with that one, so I do apologise for that. That we encroached back into Friday's subject matter. Okay, the V word, and it's overcoming the F word, which the confirmation is fear. So I did my first video about 2 weeks ago, and my studio, for want of a better word, was my kitchen, and my stage was actually me balancing my mobile phone against a tin of baked beans. Very, very true. So again, I genuinely had to overcome the F word myself in the last few weeks. So I'm basically going to try and go through what you guys are probably, and your staff are going to have to go through over the next few days and weeks. And obviously I'll let you know of my progress or lack of progress. So I guess the thing is really is that if you don't offer video virtual valuations, you are probably going to be the odd one out. I think it certainly seems that you guys will know I've been speaking about it for quite a long time, but I think if you're not doing this now, you're very much more the red apple in that image rather than the green one. So I thought it'd be wise to give you top 10 tips for you guys of how to do a video and some great do's and don'ts which we picked up. So what you can see on the screen there is the brand new Brief Your Market video module. So again, if you want any help with how you can promote your videos using Brief Your Market, of course, just let us know. Okay, on to the 10 tips. Number 1, home preparation. It might seem like an obvious one, but again, if you're asking a potential seller to do this, which in a lot of cases you will, because you can't go there, just make sure they're tidy up. Hasten to add, that's not any of my rooms in my house, by the way. That's quite an interesting one there. Tip 2, prepare your device. Okay, so we're not expecting a Steven Spielberg classic, nor will the general public either, by the way. But guess what it is do prepare your device for that. And again, just use an iPhone. iPhones 7 and above are good enough quality for you to use, by the way. And again, iPads as well. I mean, I've got an iPad 2, which is quite an old one, to be fair. And again, the video on that is still fairly good, by the way. But again, preparing a device is really important. You don't have to go out and buy a £1,000 camera. Your mobile device is okay. Number 3, front view camera only. It's not a selfie competition. I know agents love to put themselves on videos I see about properties on Facebook and LinkedIn. It's unfortunately not about you, it's about the property. But again, please just use the front view camera only, meant in the nicest possible way at all. I'm sure you all look lovely on your videos. Number 4, eye level and landscape. Okay, so eye level for quite obvious reasons, as if you're walking through a property, we don't need to see feet. Just obviously hold your phone correctly when you're doing that. Again, I'm sure you don't need telling about that. Okay, I might get Boris to explain that next one. Number 5, plan a route. Now this is interesting. So again, do plan a route. It might be naturally you'd probably start at the front and outside of the house, and maybe even end up in the garden. I don't know. But again, do plan a route and make sure there's nothing in the way. I tried to plan a route through my house when I was doing this. I walked into the coffee table, so I've got a big bruise on my knee now. So do plan a route and make sure there's nothing in the way. Number 6, lights on. Nice image at the bottom there. Doors open. You don't want to walk into a door. And of course, the windows shut because you don't want to hear the noisy neighbours or the police sirens from around the corner. So again, please make sure those 3 things are all done. Number 7. Okay, pick 3 features, by the way. So again, you might want to zoom in and go, oh, look at this fantastic fireplace. That's me thinking, by the way, I'm going to come on to commentary. You might want to go, oh, well, look at this nice bit of decking in the garden. I can see myself there. Nice window view, as you can see there. I can see myself sitting there with a nice cold beer after a hard day at work, looking at the ducks floating down the river. So again, pick 3 top features to the house, if you can. Or flat, of course. Number 8, very controversial, no running commentary. I think over the years, I've absolutely seen some very okay, being kind, commentaries. I've heard some bloody awful ones as well, by the way. Nobody likes a Brummie accent. So again, if I were doing a commentary, I don't think that would go down too well, by the way. So again, probably good just to go through the property and do it that way without the commentary. And again, if sellers are doing that as well, they're probably more likely to over-egg certain features of the house. And of course, you don't want that in your locker as an estate agent with CPR, of course. So, number 9, 10 seconds maximum per room, if you can. Obviously, if it's a flat, you might want to go a little bit further than 10 seconds. But again, 3 minutes max per video. People are certainly on mobile phones are very, very short attention span. 3 minutes is the absolute max. But again, like you would do with some of the pictures that you put on your own website and the portals, maybe hold a couple of things back. Probably worth doing that. And again, because I would guess that people would probably virtually view the property. But again, obviously, if they do want to proceed and make an offer, it might well be that they will, obviously, in the next month or two, want to visit the property in question and probably have a look around the local area too. And number 10, practice, practice, practice. I know it's old school, and believe me, it took me about 9 attempts to do my video with bruises. So again, do practice. If you've got staff that are furloughed, task them with doing this. It's going to be a part of their day to day. And again, it might well be that you give an example and send an example to your sellers or your landlords as well who want to get their homes relet. They're probably going to have to do it themselves as well. But please practice, make it a bit of fun as well. I've got a great load of outtakes, which I'll be honest, I haven't shared with anyone just yet. But again, it was a bit of fun as well, actually, by the way, because it's brand new. But again, it was genuinely overcoming the fear factor on that. There's a lot of free technology out there. iMovie is the obvious one if you've got an iOS device. This was taken from Chris on the social media webinar last week. If you do want to do subtitles, again, this is only advice. It's not a Bible. It's not a do and don'ts. But again, if you do want to do subtitles and do a walkthrough on that, obviously after the vendors sent the video, if you use veed.io, they insert subtitles for it. That even works for people from Birmingham as well. It's a great bit of kit. Okay, so more video ideas. So how do I engage videos? Everybody's doing it. I don't know what to do. Okay, exclusive previews before a property arrives on the website and portals. Use a YouTube channel. Again, I've talked about it. It's free to do. Set up a YouTube channel. Get people there. You could do an area guide, including a schools guide. Again, that's really important time of the year. People are thinking about that. Of course, if it's student property, you're talking and getting out to let. I mean, I was speaking with a letting agent in Coventry, and she had been taking loads of student inquiries for next year. It might well be probably more so for students is how far is it to walk to university or cycle, or what's the nearest pub, I suppose. Local market update, really, really important. I've dealt with agents many years. I remember probably 20 years ago, all the agents scrapping over the page 3 comments on what the local market was doing. People are very, very interested in what's going on in the market. There's a lot of unnecessary mainstream media commentary on what allegedly is going on and what allegedly might go on going forward. Again, put your own stamp on it in your local area. Another good one is a guide how to move home in phase 3 of COVID-19, which of course, as we all know from last night and what Boris said, we're moving into now. So it probably will be, people might call you and say, well, can I move home? What's the new procedure? So again, you could do a video and maybe even talk to somebody who's actually actively doing removals, or a surveyor, or a conveyancer, for example, like what James mentioned, having live chats on your Facebook page, for example. Also as well, do a staff spotlight as well. People buy from people 100%. So it might well be, that the owner of the business talks to, the sales manager or the new homes director about what's going on. Put your own personal touch on things. So I hope that's some good ideas there that you guys can get to work on in the videos for this week. This is the examples that we've picked up at Brief Your Market in the last week. We've got the local market update, as you can see there. We've got Charles there, who's going to be talking about the local market in Newbury. So again, very simple, using the video module on Brief Your Market. Again, that's been sent out to the database. And just a quick note as well, if you want to remarket to the people, again, this is for the Brief Your Market customers on the webinar, there is a mix of Brief Your Market and non-Brief Your Market customers. You can actually retarget the people actually engage in that video as well. Again, talk to the team. Virtual tours, this is Houseman and Homes. Again there, as you can see, it's very much a home video style virtual tour there. Again, it doesn't have to be a Hollywood classic, but again, you've got to get the wheels turning of your business. You can see there, they sent out a virtual tour for a property, which is a two bedroom flat. Virtual valuations, guys at Jackson, Green and Preston. Again, as you can see there, we can value your property remotely. Okay, and that was a subject line as well, which is important to know. As you can see there, click here to book your virtual valuation, and they are doing that, by the way, via FaceTime and WhatsApp. And again, ensuring the safety and well-being of clients. Okay, so again, if you are doing that, please tell your database. I've seen a lot of agents that are doing it, and again, it's more so are doing than not. But again, do tell your database. If you are a Brief Your Market customer, please manage to tell your database on that. And again, do include tenants in that as well. Okay, so again, if you don't offer this, please let us know if we can be of any help at all using the current video module. So on that, would you guys like any help in marketing your virtual services? Simple yes or no. Okay. So again, it is for non-Brief Your Market customers as well. If you're scratching your head thinking, oh, I need to do this, again, just please let us know. We are all here to help. We won't charge you. Okay. I'll give that another 10, 15 seconds. Okay, that's great. Thank you all. Thank you for getting involved. That's much appreciated. Okay. You guys have been on the webinars before. You know that we're in proud partnership with the guys at Yonder. We've got their CEO, Andy Solomon, for a live Q&A tomorrow. Some really cool stuff, by the way. I think what these guys allow us to do, and again, I'm sure you guys, certainly if you are running your agencies at the moment on skeleton staff, you're not necessarily, fingering through all of your email inquiries to look at trends. These guys will do it for you. Some brilliant stuff here today. And this is some really great customer insight from live chat from our mutual partners. I'll just let you guys just digest that on the screen there, because it's quite a bit of text. I'll just leave that for about 30 seconds so you can have a quick look at what that is there. And again, as you guys can see, the V word is exceedingly prominent in the examples that Yondell have provided us there. You know, this is what people are asking for. And again, we are, you know, very early into the journey here, of course. Again, some more insight here from the guys at Belvoir. Again, I'll just let you digest what's on the screen there because there's quite a lot of text. I think the key takeaway there is determined customers are pushing for virtual services and are prepared to act upon them. So I guess what I'll be doing really is communicating with all of my my current sellers to see if they can provide you know, a video tour of their properties, and of course following the tips that we went through so they don't bruise their knees like I did. Okay, so touch points. Okay, so we mentioned QR codes last week as well, which is interesting. But again, you know, do use the QR code to direct people to live chat. You know, these things work when, you know, we're not working at night. So do use the direct chat links there, where your QR codes and your brochures on the signs of your closed offices, on your emails, your normal emails, your brief, your market emails that go out, SMS codes, again, a link direct to chat. There's a text message, but you'd like to talk to us, click on here. And of course, the aforementioned social media post there. Okay, so yeah, please do engage in that. And again, in live chats, you know, because you guys have still got, and probably still will, by the way, for the next 3 weeks at least, furloughed staff. Again, it might well be that, you know, your service levels might dip very slightly in your speed of response. Live chat, of course, does plug that gap completely. So if you guys have got the second poll of the day for a Monday, so would you like any help on how to power live chat for your business? This is a free advice session. You might well have other live chat providers that you use. Again, we know there's other guys out there. So, you know, Yondell do lead the way in the UK on this. But again, if you do want a free advice session, some examples of how this can work for you commercially as a business, please let me know, and I can pass that on to the team at Yondell. I can speak from experience in looking at the system recently. Is extremely impressive. Okay, I'll give it another 10 seconds. Okay, thank you all again. That's great. Thank you ever so much. Okay, so one slide preview again for you guys that would have done the webinars last week. Certainly from Wednesday, I was talking about this. It's the Brief Your Market new product. It's coming soon. In answer to your questions, I don't know when it's coming yet because we're working with developers, and there is a roadmap. But again, we're not committing to a date just yet, but we're getting a lot closer. So what is it? It's a live video, live chat, live feedback portal, which you guys will be able to use. Well, simply what we're going to be doing is injecting a live book a virtual viewing calendar onto your website, and again, other areas of your marketing as well. That's coming soon. I'll probably have some new information on that later into this week, and of course, when I do, I will let you know. So if you'd like to go on the waiting list, if you are just running a waiting list for this, if you do want to go on the waiting list for this brand new product from Brief Your Market, just tap on yes, and what I'll do, I'll add you to my spreadsheet. Don't worry, I'm not bombarding you with marketing. It's literally just going to be when we are ready with that, I'll just be in touch. So we've got a list of agents who can test it out in anger for us, really. just so you know, it's not a commitment to carry on or buy the product as well, by the way. So don't worry, this isn't salesy. We just need agents to use this for us, by the way. And hopefully, of course, in the current circumstances you're in, of course, it will help keep your wheels turning, of course. So again, thank you to everybody that has voted there. Okay, so what's coming up this week? Tomorrow, aforementioned. Are you ready for the return? Well, so the return's a little bit later than we thought. My phone's been going red hot with Boris has ignored the estate agents. We've got a live session with Andy Solomon, CEO at Yondell, and a look at their updated sentiment tracker. Brilliant stuff, by the way. We've got the fantastic Stephen J. Brown, post-lockdown business planning, getting your staff match fit to return probably in June. We've got a brilliant Tony Piccirillo, if you're on the one before, great stuff. Getting your cases to exchange faster. Really, really great stuff from Tony. He's a brilliant presenter as well, by the way. And then what we've got for sales departments, plugging the revenue gap, and that's presented in association with SDL Auctions. That's on Friday, and that's at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to keep the webinar going for about 10, 15 minutes to answer any questions that have come in. If you've got any questions and you've posed them during, I've seen a few pop up. If you do want an answer to that, please do not click on leave your webinar, because it then doesn't allow me to actually answer your question. You think I've been rude. I'm not. So thank you all again. I hope it's been helpful. I'll send the slides out with a recording as well. So if you want to share this with any colleagues, please do. A huge thank you again. You've arrived in your numbers again for today. I do really appreciate that. Thank you ever so much. Have a good night. Take care of yourself all. And I'll hopefully see you tomorrow afternoon or later in the week for our webinar series. Take care. Thanks ever so much now.